And I am the owner of April Elizabeth Designs. In this home, my clients wanted to completely renovate the house from top to bottom. We modernized and we added lots of custom unique touches using millwork.
We explore ways to give the rooms in your home a modern farmhouse style as we tour this beautiful remodel on today's SoFlo Home Project. Welcome to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Elena Capra. Today we're touring a home remodeled with a modern farmhouse style, which was achieved in part by adorning the home with lots of beautiful custom millwork details. This 4,300 square foot property has 6 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms. It has been completely updated to fill the needs of a large blended family. April, welcome to SoFlo Home Project. It's great to have you back here with us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
So today's gonna be a fun day because we're not only touring one of your design projects and talking about renovation and design, but we're gonna be talking about millwork details, which is a very big part of this project.
Right.
And so you brought a guest with you today.
Yes, I brought with me Manny Macedo of Wood Designs. Was a big part of this project.
So Manny, so nice to meet you and to have you here with us.
It's a pleasure.
So let's first talk a little bit about the background of this project.
So the whole house got a complete remodel. It's been a 3-year project that we're actually still working on. And the kitchen kind of brought us to a style for the whole renovation.
We have 2 very prominent colors in millwork. We have the white painted and then we have the darker wood tone. To get that palette and to work with Manny and create all of these finishes, where did it start?
The home is a blended family, so they had kind of a mishmash from 2 different homes brought together for one. So they wanted their own style that worked for both of them. I had the job of kind of looking around, seeing if there were any things that they wanted to keep, something that was maybe representative of their lifestyle, which happened to be their breakfast table. So we used that as a jumping off point to create a modern farm style in Parkland using the wood tone to set the tone for the rest of the house.
We started with this hood detail, like April mentioned. She sent me a design of it, of the whole kitchen. She said, Manny, I need you to create this hood. And she also mentioned the legs for the island. That's how this project started. And she showed me a picture of the table, and that's a very common color. We use poplar as the material for that because that's a color that it's a light wood, so it takes stains, different stains very well, you know.
Absolutely, and that's a great point too, where you talk about the way it takes the stain. I think often kind of guiding, as a designer myself, sometimes we kind of lean on the people we're working with millwork to help us sometimes determine what's gonna make the stain and the finish look exactly like what we're envisioning. This is a great detail. So now the rest of the cabinetry in the kitchen, how did that work? Were these custom?
So to keep the cost down, we bought ready-made cabinetry and just brought in these few little details. So we added the custom hood, we added some really beautiful legs on the island and the custom base molding, and that just took the whole store-bought cabinetry to another level. So when people come into your kitchen, it looks more custom, but it's really cost-effective.
It does really look fully custom, which is why I asked. And I kind of love that we're sharing this with our audience because this is a great exercise in kind of mixing and matching. In this case, you mix the store-bought cabinets to also lead time as well as keeping costs down, but then pairing with Manny to do all of these custom details like a hood like this, which you can't buy in a store.
I love working with April for that reason. She tells me I need to get here, and however you get there, I don't care. You know,
as long as the end result is good.
You know, and it allows me to put my creativity and my expertise into some little things that most people don't have an eye for.
It kind of brings together the best of both worlds for the client and the end result.
I agree.
So now the island is quite large. I absolutely love this. What was it before?
The island was pushed back a little bit more and it was a little bit smaller. So being that this is a really big family, they have 5 kids between them. So we wanted to create as big of an island as possible so they can all sit here. This was really important to have like a family gathering space.
Well, it's absolutely a great hub for entertaining and a beautiful one at that, between all of the great design details. And I love the accent of the gold as well. I think really warms up the
Yes.
whole space. But this entertaining space continues to another room where you've done a lot of great millwork detail and you've done a lot of great design, and we are going to share that with you when we come back. Coming up, we show you ways to update your home while keeping its charm on SoFlo Home Project. Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Elena Capra, and we are continuing to tour this beautiful modern farmhouse style remodel with April Mondelli of April Elizabeth Designs and Manny Macedo of Wood Designs. So Manny and April, before the break, we were touring the kitchen, which is right opposite where we're standing now, and kind of talking about that synergy between the beautiful custom millwork that you've done here and the beautiful interior design details. The kitchen opens up to the large family room. This space has been freshened up with some modern farmhouse love. So let's talk concept first. When you came into the space,
So when I first saw this space, it was actually configured the other way. So in my opinion, to open up this room and have the TV facing the kitchen so you can enjoy,
Yes.
you know, spending time together watching TV from any part of the house makes sense to me. So we wanted to bring in that farmhouse feel, and then taking advantage of the height of this really tall wall. I love the idea of using the shiplap, but it's white, so it highlights the wall, but it doesn't darken up this space, and we have the dark contrast with the beams.
you guys have added these beautiful beams here. It's not always very easy to add beams. There's a lot you have to think about, locations of lights, things like that.
Yeah, and also I always like to take in consideration the height of the ceiling, you know, and also the height of the beams, because if you make it too big, it can feel like it's on top of your head and it's gonna fall at any moment.
Absolutely, and I'm noticing that you use the same wood tones. So we talked about that continuity of the millwork and the finishes. We have that where it all started from the breakfast nook table, that finish that you've matched to kind of come in to the beams and also to the cabinetry.
Exactly.
As I look at this, there's something here that I love, and that is the way you use the floating shelves to kind of bring more height to the look.
So I have a lot of clients who really love symmetry and balance. So asymmetry is really not for everyone. So we did bring in a little asymmetry with the floating cabinet on the side here, but really with the floating shelves, we added balance, and I love to have a place for accessories, to add a little bit of greenery. That's personality, that's color, but we don't want heavy cabinets.
That's that room where everyone is displaying their personal items, their things that, you know, their personality, their photos, the personal side of a home.
Exactly.
Is always right here.
Exactly.
Now, speaking of beautiful spaces, I mean, we're here in one great family room, but there is another great entertaining space right down the hallway. And we are gonna check that out, but before we do, let's see what our friends from USA Windows and Doors have for us today. So now we are here to find out a little bit more about impact windows and doors with the team from USA Windows and Doors, John Ashkenazi and Jennifer Sanchez. John and Jennifer, welcome to SoFlo Home Project.
Thank you.
All windows and doors come in different shapes and sizes and heights. So how do you make the process easier at USA Windows and Doors in helping homeowners select the right type and the right brand?
So I think it's mainly when we have the expert come in, they're gonna look at your home, see what your home needs. There's different product lines, different glasses, but we have to determine what is it that you need. Because we can sell you a brand new impact window and door, but if it's not what your home needs, then it defeats the purpose.
Absolutely. Now you have access to a lot of different product lines that you sell, so people aren't going to be stuck with one particular brand. They have the ability to get what's really going to be best for the look of their house.
Yes.
We work with all the manufacturers here locally. We work with DS Windows, Mr. Glass, SIW, PGT, CGI. We work with all the brands.
So of course replacing all of the windows and doors in a home can be a big investment, and I think one of the main questions on that is, are there any great incentives or financing options to do that?
There are multiple programs available. One of the most popular program out there is 18 to 24 months at 0% interest, 100% financing and no money down. And you don't have to make monthly payments up to 2 years.
So of course there's a lot of great financing options, but also replacing your windows and doors does also help with some savings on homeowners insurance, correct?
So you don't pay no taxes, period, on impact windows. Not only this, you're also able to save up to 40% on your homeowner insurance, and you can save some money every month on your electric bill.
Lots of great reasons to change out those windows. And most importantly, how do viewers contact you at USA Windows and Doors?
So they can contact us via phone at the number listed below, or they can visit our website. If they want to see more information, they can fill it out, but I would say call us today.
All right, thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, you guys, so this collaboration of design and custom millwork in this room is amazing. I love this bar. What a great entertaining space.
Thank you. So this is part of the living room, but the clients didn't want to have a stuffy, boring, typical living room. So the whole idea here was to create something non-traditional. So we wanted to incorporate this really cool custom bar for entertaining. We also custom made the table with Manny to coincide with the size of the family, the size of the room.
And what I love about this is you got like this waterfall kind of sides in the wood. So it almost feels like another bar countertop, but in wood. What was the concept behind this? Was it something you've done before, something the clients wanted?
The whole idea of it being open was truly from the clients. You know, they made a point that they wanted to see what was inside, but they didn't want to use glass. I just told them, I said, I have an idea, let me do one and we'll see what it looks like and we'll go from there, and sent them pictures and everyone agreed that it was a good direction to go.
And here I also love the way you brought up the detail of the cabinet door to the soffit above.
It was actually the other way around. This was in the drawing originally from April, and I think the doors were just flat panels. I thought it would be a cool feature to bring this detail, you know, and we have push to open doors, you know, and these
nice.
middle
No
sections are drawers.
It's almost like completely hidden. You might just think it's a wood detail and it's all functional.
But yeah, the actual detail works as a handle for
It's
that.
nice.
I think it was a cool.
And I love it bought up above there too. I think this like warmth, we talk about warming up a home with modern touches, and like the mixture of the two different finishes and the grain of the wood also just brings so much warmth.
Right.
You guys, so this bar is awesome, but right on the other side, the fun continues in this entertaining space.
It does.
And we're gonna share what's there when we come back. Coming up next, one of the most dramatic room transformations of this home on SoFlo Home Project.
SoFlo Home Project is sponsored in part by Eldorado Furniture. Looking to refresh your home? Visit us online at eldoradofurniture.com or a showroom near you.
Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Elena Capra, and we are continuing touring this beautiful modern farmhouse with April Mondelli and Manny Macedo. So, you guys, we have seen a beautiful bar, and now we are on the other side of the bar, which is, I guess, the rest of the informal lounge living room space.
Right. So a non-traditional living room that we turned into a gathering room. This room was actually a 2-story living room.
Okay.
So as you see, we do have a ceiling now, but it was before it was like 20 feet tall.
Wow.
So when the clients called me, the whole goal was to make enough bedrooms for all of the kids. So right above this, we have a bedroom.
And I love that. Sometimes you could really gain space. In this case, you gained a whole other room. A 20-foot ceiling is grand and beautiful, but when you have the opportunity to create another room and still have the ceiling height, it's a win-win.
Exactly.
So Manny, in this space, there's a lot of millwork. I see a very similar detail of a little bit of that shiplap like we had in the family room, but here in a little bit more of a contrasting black with the wall.
We encased the fireplace, which was a little off. It's not symmetrical, so we built out the wall around it to sort of give it symmetry and for aesthetic purposes.
No, it's a nice detail. And April, here, the mantle is actually higher than typically where you would see, because I think it like brings the eye up, and then you have the TV above.
This room gets used for many different purposes. So the TV was not in here to be a focal point. It's really just in here for music, for artwork, for different things. So we have all reconfigurable furniture that you can move around.
Now, I also want to talk about the other side of this room. We have the bar, then we got this great built-in banquette. So did you just feel it really worked well in kind of creating this lounge feel?
So this was really just like a very creative space for me. They really just said, you know, take the space, do whatever you think fits in here. To me, it was all about balance by creating the banquette on one side, the bar on the other, but also giving them a family vibe where the kids would love to sit and hang out.
You can't go to a store and buy that. So
Yes.
then a lot of the times we do where the seat lid lifts up and then you get all that storage underneath.
I love it. And the way it brings in the black and the white, you know, that's kind of consistent through this modern farmhouse feel. Now, you brought in a lot more of the millwork details throughout. We said sort of this finish is something that's sort of consistent throughout the home. It's on this side on the bar. It's also on this amazing, amazing barn door.
Luckily, April gives me free artistic freedom to come up with these designs.
Now, what I love that you guys have incorporated here to me is the wood that's behind the hardware. Was that something that was absolutely important to do?
It helps me give the frame more strength.
So it's also for structural support.
Yes,
So it's that
because-
function and beauty kind of in one, working together.
Some houses have metal framing, some houses have wood framing. Wood can hold a lot more weight than the metal framing does. So I put that piece across really to maximize the strength and keep the track sturdy, because you don't want to roll a barn door on a track that's like flimsy, you know, it
Yeah.
feels.
Well, this area is so cool. I absolutely love it. And we're going to check out one more space. And before we're going to say goodbye to you, Mandy, because we're going to go ahead into one last area.
Oh, you guys enjoy it.
And I want to thank you, because this little inside look and touring the project was really fun. So thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Next, we look at ways to modernize your bathroom on SoFlo Home Project. Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Elena Capra, and we are continuing to tour this beautiful home designed by April Mondelli of April Elizabeth Designs. So April, before the break, we took a look at one great entertaining space and sort of the living room lounge area. But now we're checking out kind of how you modernized one of the bathrooms here in this home, and I absolutely love what you've done with this space.
So this is the master bathroom. This was a really big remodel in itself. We pretty much reconfigured everything in here. When we started, we had a corner bathtub. We had a small vanity in the center. And what I love is this new wet room trend.
Yes.
We had, when we started, a small little shower behind this side. This part of the bathroom was completely enclosed. We had the toilet room over here and a small shower over here. So with a little reconfiguring, we moved the toilet to the other side and created this whole big wet room space. This is a really large 2-person bathtub right here. So we have all the bells and whistles. We have body jets for both of them. So it's an experience, and it's really contained. All the water stays behind the glass. So it really was kind of like the perfect little area for that.
I mean, I absolutely love this. I love the way you brought the hexagon mosaic from wall to floor. Like, I feel like that's such a dramatic impact. And we talk about this being modern farmhouse kind of styling, and this bathroom kind of keeps in line with that, with the black and the white, and then of course the sort of warm wood tone.
Yeah, so I felt like it was important just to continue the entire design through the entire home. I do feel like in a master bathroom, you can separate a little bit from the style.
Right.
So I did keep with the wood tones, but it's a little more modern in general.
Yes, well, this color scheme is great. You can never go wrong with classic black and white.
I agree.
And warming it up with the wood just kind of like rounds out the whole feel, and I think timeless and classic.
Yes, I agree. And using the marble is a classic material, but then we added porcelain for durability, so I think it checks off all the boxes.
Definitely does. Well, April, this has been so much fun. I love touring this project with you, and then also having Manny here to kind of bring in all of the millwork expertise and the details on what was done and how you guys work together. This has been so much fun. So
Yes, thank you so much for having us.
And now let's take a look at